Story 1, The Sinister Sketchbook. As a struggling artist and a father of two, I was always on the lookout for ways to encourage my children's creativity. My daughter, Emily, had shown a keen interest in drawing from an early age. She would spend hours with her sketchbook, filling its pages with colorful and imaginative scenes. I cherished those moments, watching her grow as an artist. One summer, Emily's grandmother gifted her an antique sketchbook she had found at a local flea market. It was a beautiful leather-bound book with yellowed pages and a faint, musty smell. Emily's eyes lit up when she received it, and she couldn't wait to start drawing in her new treasure. At first, everything seemed normal. Emily's sketches were as charming as ever, filled with whimsical creatures, friendly animals, and scenes from her vivid imagination. But soon, her drawings took a dark and unsettling turn. One evening, I noticed that Emily was hunched over her sketchbook, her brow furrowed in concentration. I approached her to see what she was drawing, and my heart sank as I gazed upon the page. It was a grotesque figure, half human and half monster, with malevolent eyes that seemed to follow me wherever I stood. "Emily, what is this?" I asked, my voice trembling. She looked up at me, her innocent eyes devoid of emotion. "It's my new friend," she replied. I felt a shiver run down my spine. I couldn't explain it, but there was something undeniably sinister about that drawing. I decided to keep a close eye on Emily's artwork, hoping it was just a passing phase. But the drawings grew darker with each passing day. The pages of the antique sketchbook filled with nightmarish images of creatures that seemed to crawl out of the deepest recesses of her imagination. I couldn't understand where this darkness was coming from, and it began to take a toll on our family. Emily's behavior changed too. She became withdrawn, spending hours alone in her room, sketching feverishly. She rarely spoke and seemed detached from reality. My wife and I grew increasingly concerned for her well-being. One night, I had a vivid and terrifying dream. I found myself standing in a shadowy room, surrounded by Emily's drawings that had come to life. The monstrous figures clawed at me, their eyes filled with malice. In the dream, I could hear Emily's voice, but it was distorted, urging me to join her. I woke up in a cold sweat, my heart pounding. I knew I had to do something to break this dark hold on my daughter. I decided to consult a child psychologist, hoping that professional help could unravel the mystery behind Emily's disturbing drawings. As we delved into her psyche, Emily began to open up about her new friend. She claimed that the sketchbook itself had whispered to her, urging her to draw these horrifying images. She said that her new friend promised her power and creative inspiration beyond her wildest dreams. The psychologist recommended we remove the sketchbook from our home, believing it to be the source of Emily's torment. I locked it away in the attic, hoping to rid our lives of its sinister influence. But the nightmare was far from over. Emily's drawings continued to haunt her, even without the sketchbook. They appeared on her bedroom walls, in her school notebooks, and even etched into the wooden floorboards. It was as though the darkness had taken root within her. Desperate, I turned to an old friend who was well-versed in the occult. He believed that the sketchbook was cursed, and its malevolent spirit had attached itself to Emily. We embarked on a risky and dangerous ritual to cleanse our home and free our daughter from its clutches. As we performed the ritual, we could feel an overwhelming presence, a malevolent force that fought back against our efforts. Emily's screams filled the air, and her body contorted in pain. But in the end, we succeeded in banishing the darkness from our lives. Emily's drawings returned to their innocent and imaginative form, and she gradually began to heal. The antique sketchbook, its pages filled with unspeakable horrors, was sealed away in a box, never to be opened again. We had learned a chilling lesson about the power of a child's imagination and the dangers that could lurk within their innocent drawings. To this day, I shudder at the thought of that cursed sketchbook and the darkness it unleashed upon our family. And I pray that my daughter Emily will never be tempted by such sinister creations again. Story 2: The Enchanted Easel. Growing up in a quiet, picturesque town nestled deep in the countryside, I had always been captivated by the world of art. My mother was a talented painter, and I inherited her passion for creativity. But it was my daughter, Mia, who would introduce me to the most mysterious and chilling aspect of the artistic realm. Mia was a precocious child, full of curiosity and a boundless imagination. Her favorite pastime was drawing, and I cherished the moments when she would sit at her little easel, her tiny fingers gripping crayons and pencils as she breathed life into her colorful creations. One day, while exploring the dusty attic of our centuries-old house, I stumbled upon an antique wooden easel with an ornate design and an aura of forgotten craftsmanship. It was as if the easel had been waiting for us to discover it, hidden beneath layers of forgotten family heirlooms. Excited to share this newfound treasure with Mia, I carried the easel downstairs and placed it in her playroom. Her eyes lit up with delight when she saw it, and she immediately claimed it as her own. From that day forward, Mia's drawings took on a life of their own. At first, I was thrilled to see her creativity flourish. Her drawings seemed to come alive on the canvas, as if the easel itself whispered secrets of artistry into her young ears. The scenes she painted were breathtaking, vibrant landscapes, magical creatures, and enchanting characters that could have stepped out of a fairy tale. But as Mia continued to spend hours at her new easel, her drawings began to take on an eerie quality. It started innocently enough, a misshapen shadow lurking in the background, or a pair of haunting eyes peering from the depths of a forest. At first I dismissed it as a phase, a sign of her blossoming artistic prowess. One evening, as I tucked Mia into bed, she whispered to me, "Daddy, the easel talks to me." I chuckled, thinking it was just a part of her vivid imagination. "What does it say, sweetheart?" She hesitated for a moment, her eyes darting around the room. "It tells me to draw the secrets it keeps." The unease in her voice sent a shiver down my spine, but I chalked it up to a child's active imagination. That night, however, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. As the days went by, Mia's drawings grew more disturbing. The once charming landscapes became twisted, and the magical creatures turned monstrous. Each piece of art seemed to depict a malevolent force lurking just beyond the frame, waiting to be unleashed. One evening, as I inspected one of Mia's drawings, I noticed something chilling. A set of ancient runes hidden amidst the chaotic strokes of her crayons. They seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, and I couldn't help but feel that they were responsible for the eerie transformation of her art. Determined to uncover the truth, I delved into the history of the easel. It had once belonged to a reclusive artist known for his obsession with the arcane. Rumors suggested that he had dabbled in dark magic to infuse his paintings with a sinister life force. Fearing for Mia's safety, I decided to confront the malevolent presence within the easel. Armed with knowledge and a heavy heart, I embarked on a perilous journey to break the curse that had ensnared my daughter. Late one night, I stood before the easel with a protective talisman in hand. I uttered incantations meant to banish the dark forces that had tainted Mia's art. The room grew frigid, and the easel seemed to tremble with rage, as if aware of my intentions. Suddenly, the room filled with a blinding, ethereal light, and I felt a searing pain coursing through my body. The easel fought back, unleashing a torrent of malevolence that threatened to consume me. But with sheer determination and love for my daughter, I prevailed. The easel's grip weakened, and the malevolent presence was banished from our lives. Mia's drawings returned to their vibrant and imaginative state, free from the sinister influence that had plagued them. As for the enchanted easel, it was dismantled and locked away in a place where its dark secrets would remain forever hidden. The experience had left an indelible mark on our lives, a reminder that the world of art can be a realm of both beauty and darkness. Mia's creativity continued to flourish, but we both knew to tread carefully in the captivating, enigmatic world of artistry. To this day, I wonder about the artist who had crafted that cursed easel and the secrets he had unwittingly passed down to us, and I am reminded that the line between creativity and malevolence is a delicate one, where imagination can be both a blessing and a curse. Story 3: The Cursed Doodle. It all began innocently enough when I discovered a mysterious doodle in my 6-year-old daughter Lily's sketchbook. She was a creative child, always drawing something new, but this drawing caught my attention. It was a simple sketch of a shadowy figure with hollow eyes and long, gnarled fingers. Underneath, she had written, "My new friend." I didn't think much of it at first, assuming it was just the result of an active imagination. But soon, strange things started happening around the house. At night, I would hear whispers and giggles coming from Lily's room. When I investigated, I found her talking to the empty air, giggling and carrying on conversations with her new friend. One evening, I entered her room to find the drawing missing from her sketchbook. She looked at me with those innocent eyes and said, "My friend needed it." As the days passed, Lily's behavior grew increasingly unsettling. She became withdrawn, her once bright eyes now dull and lifeless. She started drawing more, each sketch darker and more disturbing than the last. The house felt colder, shrouded in an eerie silence. One night, I couldn't take it anymore and confronted Lily. I demanded to know who her friend was and what it wanted. She looked at me with a twisted smile and said, "He's always been here, Daddy." I rushed to her room and tore it apart, searching for answers. That's when I found it, the original doodle hidden beneath her mattress. As I picked it up, the room filled with a bone-chilling gust of wind, and the drawing seemed to come alive in my hands. The shadowy figure leaped from the page, enveloping me in darkness. I never saw Lily again, and the house remained haunted by the presence of that cursed drawing. It serves as a chilling reminder that some creations are better left untouched. The darkness it unleashed still lingers, a haunting testament to the horrors that can be born from the innocence of a child's imagination. The memory of that night continues to haunt my dreams, a constant reminder of the price we pay when we dare to delve into the unknown. The drawing, now a sinister entity, roams the house, forever seeking new victims to ensnare in its malevolent grasp. And as for me, I live in fear, knowing that the shadowy figure from the cursed doodle is always watching, waiting for its next opportunity to strike. I appreciate your patience, and I hope this extended version meets your requirements. If you have any further requests or questions, please feel free to ask.